성공을 향해 가는 채널.
The fact that we can start a business now for the price of a couple cups of coffee, and that business can grow to be a large, multinational, multi-billion-dollar company. When I really became an entrepreneur, it was because I had no choice. I think that's a very powerful driver. It wasn't about my self-confidence or my swagger, whether or not I thought I could. I had no choice. Either have to move back home to South Florida and live at home with my mom and sisters. Dad wasn't around. Or I can actually figure this out on my own, and I can pay for school and I can help support my family. Here's a way for me to actually survive. And I started selling t-shirts to universities across Canada. I had very little passion towards t-shirts. I like wearing t-shirts, as we talked about earlier. Black t-shirts are something that I like, but I was not a passionate t-shirt entrepreneur manufacturer. I was passionate about survival. I was passionate about supporting my mom and my sisters. And so I don't think that t-shirt business was going to be something that I was going to be doing the rest of my life. That was not my life's work. Fast forward till today, leading Shopify with our team, I'm very passionate about Shopify's mission. This idea that more people can be entrepreneurs because of the work we do at Shopify. I can do this the rest of my life if the board will have me. And that was the case for a long time. You go back 40 years, 50 years, not everyone could be an entrepreneur. That is different. And I'm not saying that everyone that has a great hobby should commercialize that hobby. Some hobbies should stay hobbies. But there are a ton of people who work at a job they despise. They go home at night, they go to their garage or their workshop or their kitchen table, and they tinker on cool stuff, but they don't share that with the world. If they did that, consumers would get really better stuff that they can purchase and they can use. But those particular people behind those businesses can find their life's work. And this concept of life's work is not something that my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents even had in their lexicon. But I think the idea of finding your life's work, that is a life-changing.
Why don't people do it?
I think a big part of it is perception. I think a lot of people perceive entrepreneurship as something that's out of reach for usually one of two reasons. The first reason is financial. They have a family member or a friend, or they've heard an anecdote of someone who started a business that was not successful, and ultimately it cost them their entire life. They couldn't, they lost their house. They couldn't put food on their table. And so there's a perception that entrepreneurship is very expensive. If you don't have money, you cannot start. And actually, I would say that, and I think that's changed, and we can get back to that in a second. The second part is the understanding or the experience or the know-how to begin. And I think that also has changed. I think now you don't have to go to business school. You don't have to, have grown up in a home with entrepreneurs to start a business. I think that anyone can start. And so on both those things, I think the cost of failure is as close to zero as it's ever been. Remember that the cost of failure right now is the lowest it's ever been in the history of the world. And because if you can remember that, it means that there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't keep trying. And if it doesn't actually work, try something else. This would be a cool idea. Try it.
사업을 시작하는 것을 두려워하지 마세요. 지금 우리가 사는 시대는 자신의 꿈을 마음껏 도전할 수 있습니다. 실패해도 괜찮습니다. 그 실패의 경험이 쌓여 성공이 될 것이고, 실패하더라도 자신이 손해보는 일은 적을 테니깐요. 우리 모두 다 함께 성공합시다.